25 innocent people burned to death in a nightclub in Goa this weekend, and the most chilling part is that nothing about this tragedy is surprising. Birch by Romeo Lane is the name of the nightclub. It was a death trap waiting to happen. No updated fire license, no sprinklers, no alarms, no exits that could actually save lives, flammable interiors, indoor electric fireworks. It is the murderously familiar cocktail of negligence and greed that makes Goa sometimes famously the darling of a vast extortion mafia. And now the owners of Birch nightclub, Delhi businessmen Saurabh and Gaurav Luthra, are absconding. They watched from afar as their property in Goa turned into a blazing tomb for tourists and for employees from poor families who depended on those jobs. They have locked up their homes and other clubs in Delhi and vanished. That alone tells you everything. But here is the uncomfortable truth. The Luthra brothers are not an aberration, they are a symptom. Goa's business ecosystem, like in many other places, has for years been held hostage by a vast and intricate extortion mafia embedded in all arms of the administration. Licenses, clearances, permissions and inspections are not safeguards, they are toll booths. Every business is forced to pay up, look away and fall in line. Over time, this corruption becomes so normalized that safety rules are not seen as rules at all. They are seen as obstacles to be bypassed or bought off. The result is a nightclub where every corner was an ignition point. Just look at the lapses. A building designed for money, not for a fun night out with your family. A business culture where risk becomes invisible because corruption pays more than caution. And the second something goes wrong, the owners, the Luthra brothers from faraway Delhi, vanish like the shameless cowards that they clearly are. So as the suspended panchayat officers line up and the outrage grows, remember this. It wasn't simply a nightclub that burnt down on Saturday night. Goa witnessed the exposed wiring of a state where corruption is not an accident, it is an operating system. And until that mafia is dismantled, the next coffin is already being built somewhere. And this incredible piece of breaking news coming in tonight on NDTV is that the owners of the Birch nightclub in Goa have left the country. They have run away to Phuket in Thailand. Can you believe this nonsense, viewer? Gaurav and Saurabh Luthra, the Delhi-based businessmen owners of the Birch nightclub in which 25 people were killed on Saturday night, have fled India. They've gone to Thailand. They left India just hours after the inferno killed 25 people, including their staff and customers. They have fled India. It is incredible to bring you this news. I am in disbelief about this. The Luthras have run away from the country, and NDTV's Crime Bureau is reporting that they are understood to have fled just hours after the fire. They locked up their house, shut down everything, taken a flight and pushed off to Phuket. There are direct flights between Delhi and Phuket, so they've taken a direct flight apparently and gone straight to Phuket in Thailand, where they will be presumably hiding now. Incredible. They are wanted by the police for questioning, but Saurabh and Gaurav Luthra, the owners of Birch by Romeo Lane nightclub at Arpora Beach in North Goa, have fled the country, and you're hearing about this first here on NDTV. The bodies of those 25 people who were either burnt alive or suffocated to death inside that inferno of that nightclub, their remains were handed back to their families in different parts of the country, including as far away as Assam. But the owners responsible for what happened at that club by way of not doing the right thing in terms of getting proper approvals and fire inspections and building the right kind of club have fled the country. That is the kind of VIP criminal entitlement of Saurabh and Gaurav Luthra, the two Delhi-based brothers on whose hands is the blood of 25 people. Akhil Jamil breaking the story first here on NDTV is live with me. Akhil, the police confirming to you that Saurabh and Gaurav Luthra, the owners of that club, have fled India and gone to Phuket in Thailand.
Absolutely, this is a breaking Well, absolutely. This is a breaking development that we are breaking on NDTV, that both the brothers, Luthra brothers, have fled to Phuket right now. And if you see, this is the latest development that we have got from the Goa police team. Earlier, what we have seen that the police team has been looking for both the individuals, and earlier lookout notice was also issued regarding this very incident. And if you see, since the very beginning, the Goa police team has doubts that they have been changing their locations. With the help of technical intelligence team, the Goa police has been trying to identify their location, but they were unable to track their location. But if you see the latest update that we have got from the Goa police team, that both the brothers, Luthra brothers, have fled from the country and right now they are in Phuket.
Just incredible to think that they have run away to Phuket rather than do the right thing, present themselves before the police and subject themselves to the course of the law. After 25 people were killed, you would think that these two Delhi-based businessmen, Saurabh and Gaurav Luthra, would have a bit of a conscience, a bit of morality to do the right thing, present themselves in front of the police, answer some questions, let the law take its own course. But they have run away like cowards to Phuket in Thailand, is what NDTV's Crime Bureau is now reporting. It is absolutely unbelievable. It was their club, Birch, by Romeo Lane, that turned into a death trap, a deadly blaze that killed 25 people on Saturday night. But what has come out in that preliminary probe, and you wouldn't be surprised now, was a list of shocking lapses and blatant violations by these two business owners. Take a look at this report.
The massive blaze at the Goa nightclub, Birch by Romeo Lane, was a disaster waiting to happen. In fact, the club was constructed in the backwaters of the Arpora River without necessary permissions. As the details emerge after Saturday's deadly fire that claimed 25 lives, it's clear that the club was built like a tinderbox. Decor with flammable material such as straws and palm leaves. A single narrow entry exit. No fire safety norms. Electronic fireworks were used to jazz up a highly promoted Bollywood banger night. The result, a deadly inferno. 25 dead, sending shockwaves across Goa ahead of the peak holiday season. Birch by Romeo Lane was described as first island club. Photographs show heavy use of rattan and bamboo in the decor, including the ceiling. Videos show the fire spreading across the ceiling within minutes, showing how the use of flammable items had made the club a disaster waiting to happen. This is not all. A narrow pathway led to the Island Club. This pathway was the club's entrance-cum-exit, with canopy-like arches also made of flammable material. The club did not have a broad entrance that a fire engine could use to approach it. Firefighters said they had to park the fire engines about 400 meters from the club. This complicated the rescue mission, contributing to casualties. Most of the victims died not due to burns, but of suffocation after inhaling toxic smoke. A quick access to fire tenders and rescue could have saved lives. The investigation also found that the club did not have a fire safety clearance. Shockingly, no functional fire extinguishers or fire alarms were found at the club that housed over 100 people on big nights. The Birch blaze is a deadly reminder of how owners' greed and official corruption make a deadly cocktail. Bureau Report, NDTV.
And joining me live right now on the back of this incredible piece of breaking news that the owners of that Goa nightclub where 25 people died. The owners, Saurabh and Gaurav Luthra, fled India just hours after the inferno. They took a flight and fled India, and they're sitting in Phuket in Thailand right now. Joining me live, Gaurav Bakshi, who's an actor, citizens' rights activist and founder of Help Desk. Misbah Kadri is a former restaurant owner in Goa and attached with the All Restaurants chain. Thank you very much to the both of you for being with me. Gaurav, I want to quickly come to you first to get you to react to this stunning piece of breaking news. It is stunning, and yet I'm also, a part of me is not very surprised that these two nightclub owners have fled India, Gaurav. They've just gone away.
You know, they've terrorized the families of the victims, and they are themselves now terrorized to depart and leave, fearing a witch hunt. It's sad. It's very sad that after the damage is done, the least they could have done is shown some humanity, appeared in front of the authorities, gone through the process to at least put in front the truth, accept it, accept whatever penalty comes their way, whatever the law has takes its course. But instead, they made a mockery of the entire judicial system. Now, another side of this, let me add another angle to this, Shiv.
Yes.
Had we been there in front of the authorities, I'm telling you what would have happened, which happens almost every single time. They would have had an advocate approach the local courts for bail. Had that been denied under pressure or otherwise, they would have approached the High Court and the Supreme Court and eventually got it. It is just that they've avoided themselves a so-called harassment from their point of view. It's a terrible, terrible idea. I'm pointing out both ways.
Yeah.
There is witch hunt in process to divert attention from not only them as the culprits, which they are, but there is a far bigger role of the government of Goa.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Which cannot be avoided. Not only the government of Goa, various governments around the country who are devastating the nation, splitting it apart, completely abusing their power, misusing it because they're steeped in corruption. They only know corrupt acts. They know only how to bring in money bags into their state with complete disregard for rules, for the law, for the acts, for the constitution. And every single person knows with money bags coming in that they can get away. This is the impunity that drives them. This is the reason, blatantly, in Arpora, under the nose of Michael Lobo, the man knows every single rupee that passes through Arpora, Kalangut, etc. He's been called out by the High Court for massive land conversions, the main culprit behind it. He's the one selling out properties, giving out properties to all these people. The man knows every single nightclub that runs there. He knows every single rupee that passes through. He has known the violations there. Not only Michael Lobo, the MLA there. The Chief Minister Pramod Sawant knows exactly there are 10,000 plus known illegal properties, illegal structures in Goa.
Gaurav, let's get a word from Misbah Kadri as well on this. Misbah actually used to own a restaurant in Goa, so she would be intimately aware of some of these things that you're saying, Gaurav. Misbah, your experience, and are you surprised that these guys have jumped down? Incredibly heartless.
I am the least surprised. Sorry to cut you. Yes, I am the least surprised. In fact, I would like to add here, not just have they fled to Phuket, they have just today, Saurabh has uploaded an Instagram story, a token message, a PR team message, just to say that, we are sorry to know about this loss, as if they are also spectators of this tragedy and not the perpetrators. This is, I think, Birch is just one example. I moved to Goa in 2020 and, just like anybody else, any other Indian, with my tiny savings as a middle-class corporate slave, whatever I had, I ended up taking a small space here, started my own restaurant with the local Goan cuisine, Indian cuisine. And within a couple of months, I was slapped with a notice. I then moved on to the pollution department, but the very next day, the entire team came up with about 15, 20 people. They recorded the whole thing and humiliated us and then sealed the property. This happened in 2023. We are now close to 2026. So it's been 3 years that my property is sealed. Although I took the decision of, sort of letting it go, because I was suddenly informed that the area where my restaurant was is a turtle nesting site, Olive Ridley turtle nesting site. And then I chose to sort of let go of that. But even now, my rent was paid for the entire year. I have lost out on that rent. I lost out on an opportunity which was supposed to be a side income with the savings that I had. And these guys, these people who are doing blatant, illegal, absolutely illegal sort of activities, building illegal constructions, concrete on the beach with no fear, are being let go. In fact, they are being escorted out of the country,
Yeah.
not just out of the state.
So this is shocking. This is Misbah's personal experience with the kind of institutionalized corruption that you're talking about, Gaurav. So, I don't know the details, but even the preliminary reporting of what happened at this particular nightclub, which burnt down with 25 people inside it, is a litany of lapses. 3 people from the local panchayat have been suspended. Managers have been arrested. These 2 guys are sitting in Phuket.
In fact,
Shiv, let me take you
just one
through-
point I would like to add.
Yeah, quickly,
Please.
Misbah. Yeah.
Yeah, one point I would like to add is that any law that comes out is used not to, sort of better the governance here, but it's used for extortion. It's used as a punishment. So you have to sort of circumvent your way through that law. That's what, jugaad basically being practiced here. You will find Dawood here, you will find meth labs here, but you will not find any property, hardly anyone that is practicing, constructing their property, because these properties are not built overnight.
So it's basically
They
like
come
a
up and
tax.
they're being
This
built over
corruption
a
is
year.
basically a tax at every level. You want to add to that, Gaurav? This
Absolutely.
is someone's personal experience, and it's clear.
Shiv, I'm speaking from running a legal startup in Goa. We serve customers, businesses, citizens in Goa for the last 6 years. And we do licensing, legal, etc. And why I'm pointing that out is we see this every single day. There is a massive extortion racket at the panchayat level, health, pollution, fire, excise, massive. FDA, every single department has a rate. They will come, extort the money, demand it. If you do not, they'll threaten you. And eventually they'll try and harassing you.
Yeah.
And there are different levels of this. So it's lesser with the fire, it's lesser with the health, it's extreme with excise, with the panchayat. I don't want to go there. They're goons. They're not panchayat members. They're actually criminal syndicates who are there to just wring your neck, suck out every rupee that they can with complete disregard for you as a citizen who's working for the livelihood, who's investing money, trying to make a living. That's all their intention is. They come like hawks, look at you up top to bottom, look at your clothes and decide rates per room, per seat. If you have a 5-room villa, 5 lakhs bribe has to be given. If you have a 50-seat restaurant, X amount of rupees has to be given, or else we'll take care of you. We've had experiences where they've come up to me personally when early in the days, and they would say, we are the kings of this ward.
Yeah.
I'm the king of this village. I'm the sarpanch. Just remember, you cannot breathe without my approval. These are the kind of idiotic statements that I heard. I can go on and on.
As someone who's right there, literally representing people, that's shocking because you're literally on the front lines of this kind of extortion mafia. Misbah, my question to you is, you've faced it personally. So I'm thinking that after the very sort of surface level facts that we've been able to get about Birch and how many violations they had there, and the panchayat members who've been suspended, not arrested, mind you, they've only been suspended. One can only imagine how many violations and how many bribes the Luthras must have paid to get this place up.
There are countless violations you'll end up finding. If you go, this is Arpora is still within the sort of your attention span. But if you go beyond this, you go towards the north, you'll find so many activities happening right on the beach, right from illegal beach wedding constructions being happening, right from, horses moving around on the beach, which is putting public safety at risk because horses are being owned by owners of properties, which have investments from local councillors, from local panchayat people, sarpanches, and they are bullying people literally left, right, and center, and making people, the common man, run pillar to post for simple approvals, simple licenses, and they don't want to give you licenses. You want to follow the law. That was my experience. They won't let you. They want to just extort money. That is the bottom line. And here I've opened my own independent news platform in Morjam, and which is why I get a close-up as to what is happening with different properties, different areas across Goa, specifically North Goa.
It is.
If I can add to this.
Yeah. Quick final word from you, Gaurav. Yes.
There are two aspects here. One is illegal constructions. They're rampant across Goa within exact knowledge of every single politician in Goa. An illegal structure means that inflammable, unstable, it could fall on your head and you wouldn't know it. There are 10,000 plus declared illegal structures. Amongst these significant number, there are many which are being used for commercial operations of businesses, clubs, hotels, etc. The government has legalized giving operating licenses to illegal structures. They made it optional for a structure to be legal. This is by law, by the rules. It's incredible. That means they're giving out all these businesses, not only this particular Romeo by the Lane. Imagine there are hundreds, perhaps thousands of such businesses today at risk of fire, of assault, of the structure falling off.
That is,
any damn danger is on your head.
That's
so this is
precisely
an
what
example
is-
today. It could happen every single day.
That's precisely
And
what
all
is
the
most
ministers are hand
scary,
in glove.
that every establishment that has been set up illegally or built illegally or established illegally is basically an urban death trap waiting to happen. It could be the next Birch, and that is the scariest part, because there's nobody to ensure or enforce all those safety norms, because those approvals and those licenses, as Misbah said, and those NOCs and documents, they've all been paid for as part of this network of extortion. It's just so scary, and it is just so terrifying. In memory of the 25 people who died on Saturday night, will they ever get justice? Well, at least part of that justice is sitting right now in Phuket, in Thailand, probably at some resort. That is the state of this story. Gaurav and Misbah, thank you for your time tonight. Thank you very much.